What is life? And why keep living? Why live? The point is to be complete, fulfilled, satisfied. Be happy. And if you can't do this, what's the fucking point? What's the fucking point? You live, you're born, you live and eke out a middle class, shitty, uninspiring, unexciting life. So what's the fucking point? The only hope is that if Jesus is real, I'm speaking from a Socratic viewpoint. If Jesus is really real, give your life to Jesus. That's the only satisfaction. But let me tell you something, bitch. If Jesus is not real, and there is no God, and you are not exceptional, you're not fulfilled, you're not good looking, I feel sorry for you. I do. I hate it for you. Wouldn't want to be you. And if I was you, I wouldn't want to live. But I'd be too afraid to die. Terrified of dying. So I can see why, if I was you, I'd want to turn to drugs to forget my utter misery. Because if I had to be one of you unsexy, ungood looking fellas, one of you talentless, one of you just plain and average middle class, just an average everyday, god damn it, just an everyday person, not exceptionally looking. Oh my god. What a fucking nightmare. What a hell on earth. There better be a Jesus, because if there is no Jesus and I was one of these middle class losers, I'd be utterly and supremely miserable. Unhappy out the yin yang. My goal would be, I'd be just as selfish as I could be. Because hey, if there's no God and no Jesus to love me, and you live, you die, that's it. What's the fucking point? The fucking point is, if it feels good, do it. Just don't go to jail. Just don't get caught. I've got to be a good-looking guy, even with Jesus. Even with Jesus, if I'm not a good-looking guy, if I'm not, that is absolutely nothing worthwhile. Not even making it as a songwriter or rapper. Because if I'm not a good-looking guy, what the fuck does it matter? Them chicks who notice me, they admire me, want to get their pictures taken with me because of my star, but not because I'm good looking. So what's the fucking point? What does it matter? I'm not fulfilled. I'm not satisfied. Sure, I'm getting the chicks, but it's not because I'm good looking. Why can't I get the chicks because I'm good looking? And then once they see my personality and love my personality, they really love me. And then if I get famous, they'll really, really, truly, deeply, madly love me and be willing to die for me. Because I'm so good looking and I'm famous and I'm talented. I got the whole fucking package. But if I got everything, but I just don't got the good looks, why was I even born? I'm glad I was, but I wish I had been born a good looking guy. If I was one of these middle class, everyday people losers, and I knew it, and I had no fucking talent, I'd never be a star. My life's goal to get me out of my misery, out of my existential crisis, would be to somehow get the money. I don't care if I had to steal like shit. Middle class, if you live in an everyday person, middle class existence, that is the most miserable. I don't know which is worse. Being dirt poor is worse unless you're dirt poor and extremely good looking. I'd rather be extremely good looking and dirt poor living in the streets than I had be an upper middle class or even a rich son of a bitch and not good looking. At least if I was rich, I could get cosmetic surgery. If I was middle class, if I was one of y'all middle class motherfuckers, I try to pull off a scam to get big money. Then I research what possibilities were with cosmetic surgery. Now I try to become a hottie. Because once I was hottie, I'd be so happy. But even if I do become a hottie, even if I get Jesus, I've got everything I need, but there's a hole in my soul. I lost my childhood home at 1410 Farmgate Road. They bulldozed the trails. They cut me off from my childhood, from my ability to go back to the places and visit the past in my line. The ability to connect my sweet, unspeakable, wonderful past to my present and my future. And if I was good looking, oh my goodness, I'd be complete and fulfilled. I would be one. I'm not getting awards in heaven because I get all my awards down here. That's okay. That's okay. I got to see. Heaven does not. The description of heaven seems like. Besides, I'm not going to be me up in heaven. I'm going to be some doppelganger of who I really am. God, all I'm going to care about is God up there. They say I'll even look upon the people that God throws into hell, the lake of fire, and praise God for doing so. I won't be me. I'll be someone else. So the time to truly live it up is right now, where I can be myself and have Jesus in my life at the same time. You see, before I get transformed into a heavenly robot, all caring nothing about but praising God. And his servants shall serve them. It says in the book of Revelation. It doesn't say, and besides, doing kingdom work, being part of a group, never appealed to me. I like to be on my own side. I like to have my own little world and be free to come and go, and where I want the company, be free to come out and enjoy sweet fellowship with people I love, and people who care, and people who are nice, and people who are good, and just have a good time talking to them, eating with them, playing sports with them, and then when I'm ready to be back alone, go back to my own little small kingdom, my childhood home, my trails in the woods I made all by myself, and be able to just be by myself and be so satisfied, chew my cud, be so satisfied how I got everything. I'm good looking. When I go out back into the world, the girls are going to notice me because of my looks, not because of my talent, not because of my personality, although I want them to notice that too, but I'd rather them notice me from my looks first. Now I'll give a good goddamn god fuck if it doesn't last forever. All I care about is one time, for one little stop in my timeline of eternity, from my conception to my life afterwards, forever and ever and ever. All I want for one dot in that timeline of eternity to be complete, to be fulfilled as me. Not just in God, but me. To be a good-looking guy, to see and be seen by shitloads of never-ending stream of good-looking girls who are admire me for my good looks. And then once they get to know me, they love me for my personality too. I want what I think and what I have to say to be splashed all over the news, all over the nation, in my songs. I want to see and be seen. I want to hear and be heard. I want to admire and be admired. I want to be good looking. But the first shall be last in heaven, and the last shall be first. So what the fuck happens to the middle class? Do you get a middle class existential? Do you get a middle class existence in heaven? Fuck that shit. I'd rather have a high class self-gratifying life in here and just get into heaven by the skin of my fucking teeth and be the lowest on the totem pole in heaven than I had to be a middle-class loser. I mean, everyday person down here and an everyday person up in heaven. It's not like if you get martyred down here for Jesus, you shine like Jesus. God and Jesus are going to admire you for all eternity. Yes, they will admire you. But if you just take what life gives you, roll with the punches, take the blows of life with grace and gratitude, have to have a body that's fucked up, shitty, all decrepit, always sick all the fucking time, never can go on a real vacation because you make just enough to live from paycheck to paycheck. And then you live, you serve God the best you can, you die, you go into heaven, He says, well done, and He directs you to the middle of the middle pew, not to the one at the top. You didn't die for Jesus. You weren't martyred for Jesus. You don't get to get at the top. You don't have to go to the very back of the pews. God damn it! Let me be in first place down here on this earth and be last in heaven, rather than be in a shit everyday person middle class down here in the shit middle class of heaven. Fuck that shit and fuck you too and fuck this goddamn shit. I'm not accepting this goddamn fucking shit with grace. If God makes me take this place, He'll have to force it down my dead and rigor mortis throat. Ain't nothing. And look at me, my goddamn fat facing. I want my head full of hair. God fucking damn it. And if I had to look like this, not a good-looking guy, I don't want to, but I will curse God. Unless it will get me to lose my salvation. God said to Israel, what have I done against you that you have not been faithful to me? What have I testified against me? God, I'm testifying against you. You gave me the desire to be a good-looking guy, and I'm not a good-looking guy. I don't want sex, and you let people who are sex perverts get their satisfaction, and you don't let me. Fuck that shit. Screw you, God. Nah, unless you're gonna give this to me. I sacrifice every extra reward in heaven, except Jesus and salvation, and Jesus loved me to be the good-looking hunk of glory down here with my message, with what I had to say, sparking debate, controversy, discussion, and making this place a better world. And yes, I want to witness for God and Jesus. Let me tell you something. God asked King David, I gave you this. I made you the king. I gave you your former master Saul's wives in your bosom. Against God's own law, Deuteronomy 17:17. He stoned God's commands of some poor Gentile motherfucker who got caught in the wilderness gathering sticks on the Sabbath day when he had no way of knowing he was not supposed to be doing that on the Sabbath day because he was not a Jew. And yet because the Jews was passing through and they caught this poor motherfucker, God stoned the motherfucker. God said, they put him in prison to see what God said to do. God said, stone him. And yet God lets King David break God's own law in Deuteronomy 17:17. Deuteronomy 17:17, part of it says, the king shall not multiply to himself wives or horses. God enabled David to the prophet Nathan to break God's own law in Deuteronomy 17:7. God says, 17, God says, I gave you all your former master, King Saul's wives in your bosom. In your bosom. To satisfy David's carnal desires, his sex drive, his misogynistic Middle Eastern sex drive. And he let King Solomon, the Bible says, and the Lord loved him, talking about King Solomon when he was first born. So of course God is going to let King Solomon marry his shitloads of wife and have his shitloads of sex slaves, concubines, not even send a prophet to rebuke him. And Solomon is going to have a shitload of horses. And God, the way of the Lord is unequal. Well, it's not for him, but it is to us peons. God does what he wants. It saves who he wants. There's a poem. For what I'm seeing, that Lord Jesus Christ, are you even real? Let me tell you something. If Jesus is not real, and I'm not a good-looking guy, and I'm not self-gratified, self-fulfilled, self-satisfied, if I did not live up to my destiny, why was I even born? Why live? Because I don't want to die. Ain't that some shit? You don't want to live, you don't want to die. But if God is not real, Jesus is not real. Now I'm not a good looking guy. The only thing that will make me happy is I could pig out and eat pizza, coffee, chocolate cake, strawberry shortcake, pig the fuck out. Play video games, satisfy my pleasure, and just live a life of Raleigh. Now I have to work, have plenty of money to go on vacation, but even then, if I'm not a good-looking guy, none of the shit. The only thing that makes me happy is stuffing my face and eating. I love food. Is the ultimate drug. Good tasting, goddamn food. Thin pizza with pepperoni and sausages on it. Oh my God! If I'm not a good-looking guy, let me pig the fuck out. He'd make me so damn happy. So, oh my God, I love to eat. I don't want to do drugs because if you do drugs, you're not in control of your faculties, and you can get addicted. And drugs cost big money. Cocaine is Mother Nature's way of saying you're making too much fucking money. God damn it. But I've been blessed. I get food stamps. I get SSI, Medicaid, Medicare, Medicaid. But I'd give that all up to be a good-looking guy. I'd be willing to have to work some piss-ass blue-collar job that's beneath me for however long it takes to pull my fucking self out of these pits. To be a good-looking guy. To the top-notch girls. If I had to be this way, if I had to work a job the rest of my life, just as long as I was a good-looking guy, that's all that matters. That's all that fucking matters. If I was a good-looking guy, I'd save my money. I'd work on my singing, my rapping, my songs, and try to get out of this piss-ass middle-class, miserable existence. This existential crisis of being just a middle class. I wouldn't be an everyday person because I'd be good-looking. And that would be so satisfying to me. That would make me so, damn, man. That would make me supremely happy. If I was a good-looking guy, I'd rather be... if I was a good-looking guy and I was living in the fucking gutter, having to eat out of garbage cans, folks, let's be real. I wouldn't be doing that shit very long. All I had to do is find a place, steal a goddamn comb from the store. Maybe maybe panhandle. No, I wouldn't have to steal. All I would have to do is panhandle the money. Buy myself a nice goddamn comb or a nice goddamn brush, some nice goddamn bar of soap, some goddamn shampoo. Find a place where I could go to a bathhouse. I'm sure there are places you can go to wash up, go out, panhandle, try to find a job. But even if I didn't, I'd panhandle till I get enough money to open a bank account, a checking account. It would not take long these good looking girls, once they saw me and knew my story, they start giving me money hand over fist. Then I buy a fucking computer. Start live streaming online. Where you can get super chats on YouTube, and then the money would be pouring in hand over fist from girls on the internet because they see me as a good looking. I tell them the truth. I wouldn't sell them no sob story bitch lie. I tell them the fucking truth. Tell them my dreams. Tell them I need money. And by God, if I was a good looking guy, the money would be pouring in hand over fist. All I want is the girl to know I'm good looking and to admire me and to want to talk to me. I'm not looking for sex. Unfortunately, there would be a lot of girls who would try to seduce me. It's just one of those unpleasant side effects. And one of the really unpleasant side effects, all the queers and guys were trying to suck my dick. I'd say, take a hike. I don't swing that way. Keep on chucking. Keep on chucking. Keep on chucking. Go to the nearest fucking gay bar. I don't swing that way. Maybe buy some pepper spray just in case one of them tried to rape me. And then this day of trannies really fucking pisses me off. How can you see a good looking girl? I have to wonder, is that a real girl or is that some fucking she-he? Man, I would. Yeah, if I was a good looking guy, I'd love to live all the way through the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, when men were men and women were women, and homosexuality had its own section in the city in the closet. And I could go out in the public and see a good looking girl. I had to wonder whether it was a female or a male or some fucking she-he. When there are shitloads of good-looking white girls all over the fucking place. Tall, long arms, blondes, and brunettes, and redheads. Redhead girls are so damn cute. I don't know, I love redheads. They're so cute. I love them good-looking blondes. I love the brunettes and the brown-haired girls. Look, if you're just a good-looking girl, especially if you're tall and you got long arms, and if your hair is down, not up in a ponytail, not up in braids, but just down and free and easy and free. Woo wee! I've died and gone to heaven. If I'm good looking to them, they're good looking to me, and they can see me and I can see them, and we can interact. Even if we can't interact, just as long as I know that thing I'm good looking. And if I got Jesus, and know I'm gonna, he loves me, and I'm saved, washed in blood, born again. Even if I am a selfish Christian, after this wonderful life I get to live forever in heaven, oh my God, you talking about the Hope Diamond. But if I go to heaven looking like this, well, at least I didn't go to hell. At least Jesus and God loves me. But that's not enough. Like he gave everything to King David and said, "I gave you everything, and if this was not enough, I had moreover given thee such and such." Well, God, Jesus, humbly I tell you, what you've given me is thank you, but it's not enough. I got to have the good looks. Now I'm willing to suffer for the sunset years of my life in exchange for being a good looking guy and having what I have from. With you, the Bible wisdom, right now, and it not look like I do just right now. You don't know how many times I've cursed God when I see myself, and realize the girls don't think I'm good looking. I asked the one girl, she was aliens on you now. She's like, "Am I good looking?" She's like, "No." And I broke down and cried. I literally broke down and cried. She's a good looking female. She had just got finished telling, no. Her mom had just got finished talking about how this good looking guy, she wanted this good looking guy to come back on and guess, because he was good looking. And I asked him, does she think I'm a good looking guy? And Haley says, no. I broke down and cried. I don't want girls to say, "Oh, you're good looking," after they admire me for being a rap star or rock star. I want them to say admire me for being good looking when they think I'm piss poor living in the gutters. And then when they find out I'm a rapper, they're starstruck out the yin yang. First, because I'm good looking. Secondly, because I'm a star. But like I said, if I was one of y'all motherfucking unfortunately middle class, just doing the best you could to live this middle class everyday person existence, I would break down and cry and bawl and wail and curse God and scream, and then I'd try to find a way to pick myself up, make shitloads of money, even if I had to do it dishonestly, as my way to saying thank God for not making me a good looking guy, for not making me look like one of the cool kids. And then I tried to buy damnedest a cosmetic surgeon to transform me with a face to die for, and looks that kill. And so help me God, when I'm looking, if I'm pudgy like this and I'm not sexy, God, I curse you, God. I curse you. Maybe he'll get tired of me cursing him and kill me and take me to heaven because I've been saved. Because let's face it, they say in heaven, God, you'll be supremely happy. I hope so. Because if I can't be a good looking guy, and I never will, I know it, I want God to kill me and take me to heaven. I don't want to live this shit life. That nothing, God, you can give me all the Beverly Hills mansions in Beverly Hills. You can give me all the money. You can make me into a trillionaire. Money can't buy you happiness. Being a good looking guy can and will. Now, if money can buy me the good looks and transform me naturally into a natural good looking, not using implants, but using my own body to make me into a good looking guy, instead of giving me face implants to make my face look hot, cutting the bones and using a substance called Vitos that allows the bones to grow over the Vitos and dissolve it. So what you got is your real bone structure, and your face is structured in such a way to make those top-notch girls swoon when you walk up by. And if you're a girl and you want to get breast enlargement, don't get those goddamn silicones. I heard there's a tube they can insert into your breast. And the fat, your own breast body fat, will grow around that tube and dissolve the tube. So what you end up with is real breast with your real fat. And they're your breasts, they're real. They're not silicone, they're real. I believe in cosmetic surgery, but I want to keep it real. I don't want to be fake. I hate fake people, and I don't want to be a fake person. Give me the good looks, God, please. Or put this body in a coffin 6 feet underground. If not, you gave me this gift of life, God, but if I'm not going to be a good-looking guy, I throw this gift of life back in your face and say, here, God, no thanks, I don't want this. And the following stories I'm about to tell you, when shit like this happens to me, the rage within me rises up to fever pitch, and I start cursing God. I'll curse God till the cows come home. I saw a good-looking, long-armed girl in McDonald's. Well, she was not a top-notch girl, but she looked nice. She was really thin, brown hair. Of course, her hair was not down; it was in a ponytail. So maybe that had some reason why I don't call her a top-notch girl. But she had some long arms. I went in. I asked her, "Do you ever play air hockey?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I played." Then I say, "You'd be good. You got some long arms." She's like, "Yeah." "You think your arm as long as mine?" "I don't know," she answers. "Can I see?" "Okay." Mom, reach over when she holds her arm up. Put my arm up to measure her. She pulls it back. She doesn't want me to touch her because I'm not good looking. Because she thinks I'm nasty. Now I curse the throne God sits on. Every time a girl does that, I curse the throne God sits on. Every time a girl pulls back when my arm is about to touch her, I curse both the girl who does that and I curse God. I curse God violently. And I curse this girl. I hope she gets a fucking hemorrhoid. Well, it's not her fault, it's God's fault for not making me a good looking guy. But you just know if I was a hottie, a hunk, she'd be let me my arm touch hers and let me. She did. Guess what? You know why? Also, I curse God violently. Unless God is gonna give me the long arms. Her form. She was about 2 inches shorter than me. Maybe an inch shorter than me. She was a female. I'm a guy. Guys are supposed to have longer limbs than their female counterparts. So why in the goddamn bloody red killer busted Satan's twat fuck was her elbow to wrist bone this much longer than mine? I couldn't really see for sure because she wouldn't. That fucking whore wouldn't let me touch her arm with my arm. That fucking cunt. I hate girls. Girls like you don't. If you don't even try to say, oh, I stranger danger, or the COVID virus. Some lame. Please don't give me. You give me your goddamn lame ass excuses. You make me wish you get breast cancer. Lame ass excuses are lies. If I was a good looking guy, you'd have no problem whatsoever measuring your arm. So I hope you get breast cancer for insulting me. For killing me. You literally killed me. Because if I had been a good... You said to me, you spit in my face and said to me, because you're not a good looking guy, your arm can't touch mine. I think you're creepy. I hope you get breast... If you think I'm creepy, I hope you get breast cancer. I don't want you to die. I want you to have to get your tits to cut off so you can be a loser like I am. I curse this girl. Whoever she is, I curse this girl to get breast cancer and lose both her tits. Unless I'm going to be a good looking guy someday, then I take that back. Unless I'm going to get the longer arms to my satisfaction. And hopefully look in my 20s. Young is in. I'd rather burn in hell looking 21 than go to heaven looking middle aged. And I said that in hyperbole, but middle aged is the middle aged look is for losers. Especially if you're a guy. Women can pull it off, but middle-aged men are the ugliest creatures on this planet. And it only gets worse when you get old. You definitely don't look like a cunt. That fucking bitch. I wish, if only my arms were longer and I knew it, I wouldn't have to be so desperate to measure every fucking female's arm I see. I still would measure arms, but not like I do today. It's an addiction. I gotta measure. A day without measuring forearms is a day in hell. And I curse God for my lack of desire, for my erectile dysfunction. Man, why go on living like this? Because I don't want to die, that's why. Maybe if I keep cursing God, maybe He'll strike me down and kill me. Just please, God, if you do that, let me go to heaven, please. It's saved. But let me go to the bottom of the barrel. I beg you, instead I'd rather beg you, Lord Jesus Christ, please let me be a good-looking guy, look in my 20s, with longer forearms, and get my glory down here. And no reward up in heaven. Except you loving me, the Father and Son of the Spirit loving me unconditionally, and spending eternity in heaven. Even if I had to be homeless on the streets of gold because I have no mansion to live in. Hey, I'm willing. This is what I want, God. I hear you give us what you truly. This is what I truly want. I beg you for it. And I'll pay the cost. Bring on the consequences. I accept the consequences fully. If I can't, I demand the consequences. Just as long as you give me the glory. Down here, as a good-looking guy, looking in my 20s, had the long forearms, being in the mainstream, my songs in the top 10, if not in the number one, at least one of them then in the number 2 spot. Or number 1 spot. Really? I'll settle for something in the top 10. How do gotta be number 1 spot? I just want to be one of the good-looking hunks. To the top-notch girls, not just the everyday girls, the top-notch girls, the girls I think are top, and not the girls you think are top-notch, the girls I think are top-notch. It's what I think.
Love me, but instead you stood above, you spit me out, you kick me down. I hate you, never love me. They said to kill my soul, they ripped my heart from my chest, left me to rot in the grave. Should've known I never stayed.